I believe we are live on YouTube. Welcome to our YouTube audience. Welcome to Radical Age Reversal. My name is Carrie Donegan, and today we're going to focus on something really, really interesting that you may or may not have heard of. It's a flowering tree, actually. It's called fragrant olive in English. It's the Osmanthus tree. So let me start out just by sharing with you that to get really high quality osmanthus is difficult. And so you always want to go with a trusted brand. When I'm talking about osmanthus essential oil, I really love the doTERRA brand. This is going to be the best quality that I have ever found. You have that gorgeous yellow color that osmanthus is known for. So when you use this roll-on, I don't know if you can see that, but you're going to see a beautiful yellow color. But when you go ahead and let that absorb into your skin, the yellow will disappear. So you don't have to worry about it dyeing your skin yellow. It won't do that. So let's talk a little bit about what it is, and then we can talk about what it does. So first and foremost, as I said before, it's known as the sweet olive tree, or sometimes they call it tea olive, and you'll see that there are many, many uses for osmanthus tea. And I can give you a couple of suggestions of how to buy osmanthus tea or make osmanthus tea and use osmanthus essential oil and buy osmanthus essential oil. So in China, the osmanthus tree grows in a very, very warm, humid climate. So it's zone 7 to 9. So for anyone who's in a northeastern climate or a northern climate, though it's going to be far too cold for you to be able to grow an osmanthus tree. So you do see it very, very plentifully in China. It symbolizes true love, faithfulness, fertility, and peace, which is why they often use it for weddings or floral designs. So if you look at ancient art and paintings, you're going to see these beautiful osmanthus flowers. It's very much like a lilac or a jasmine plant. So it's a tiny little flower, either white or yellow, and they grow conically in these bunches, just like you would see a lilac tree growing. So if you have seen that before, then you can picture what osmanthus looks like. So they were cultivated for their sweet scent. And in fact, they were a royal flower. They were often planted in the most luxurious gardens, and they were highly sought after. In 1789, they tried to introduce it to Kew Gardens in England, but it was just too cold and it would not take root. And then a French botanist by the name of Jean-Marie Delavay reintroduced osmanthus to European gardens. And this was, he brought back lots of osmanthus, and he was able to actually plant them in a more southern climate, and they took root. So you do see some type of osmanthus in Europe as well. Now, if you have ever been to the city of Guilin in China, it's a beautiful city. It's the city that's most well known because it is nestled in those really craggy looking mountains. So if you see some, traditional Chinese brush painting, then you may actually have seen the osmanthus before. You've seen Guilin before, because Guilin means forest of sweet osmanthus. And it is often something that blooms in the late summer to early fall. And that is a time in China when the Mid-Autumn Festival or the Big Harvest Festival takes place. And so you are going to see lots of osmanthus in the markets and in decorations, and also in different types of honeys and teas and jams and other delicacies around China at that time. Now, let's take a look at some of the ways we could use osmanthus. So it is a warming flower. The nectar, the oil that comes from osmanthus in Chinese traditional medicine, TCM, is actually a warming oil. So if you're someone who suffers from a lot of coldness, poor circulation, if you feel tired and you need to warm up your body, osmanthus, just like ginger, would be a good choice for you. In fact, there is a combination in traditional Chinese medicine where they take ginger and the dried longan fruit and Osmanthus, and they actually brew it in a tea to help with lung capacity, with good kidneys, and a healthy spleen. It's going to promote really good circulation in your body. And so the Chinese use it because the circulation also promotes healthy skin. It's often used as a beauty product. It has high antioxidant properties because it's filled with phenols and flavonoids. You know, anytime in the vegetable, flower, fruit world, when we see a lot of color, we know we've come in contact with these flavonoids or polyphenols, and they're really, really healthy. And we want to make sure that our day is filled with lots of color, both in our diet and in the essential oils that we use as perfumes, as skincare, and also as healthcare. Now, drinking Osmanthus tea is also going to be a really great way for you to detoxify your body, your cells, your skin. So it's a really good cleansing oil as well, but it's very, very gentle. So you don't have to worry about using it and running to the bathroom or having a really strong reaction to Osmanthus. So in the West, let's sort of compare West and East. So in the West, it's known as the sweet olive or the tea olive or the fragrant olive. And mostly the research in Western society, and when I talk about the West, we're using, sorry, these little flies flying around. It's so nice to do things outside, but they do have their drawbacks. The best thing the most research, that's done in the West is any place outside of China when we're talking about the way medicine is treated. So Western medicine versus Chinese medicine. So in the West, we focus our research on the skincare, your respiratory system, and the nervous system, which includes also brain function, memory, cognition. One of the things that has been discovered through Western medical research is that it is an antioxidant. It's highly anti-inflammatory. It's a good digestive aid. It's sedative. It's very relaxing. It has sort of an anti-spasmodic nature to it. So if you get a muscle cramp or a stomach cramp, it would be great for that. It's anti-aging, anti-allergic. So you can use it if you have some allergies. It's going to be good for that. It's a neuroprotective. It is being shown to be anti-tumoral and antimicrobial. So medicinally in the West, you'll see people using it for stomach cramps or menstrual cramps, insomnia, even sunburns, acne, sluggish digestion. So if you have a hard time digesting food, also for gas and bloating. Certain research is being done on cancer now, which is really interesting. Also stress relief for anxiety and for people with sort of a poor appetite, which can often be associated with people who suffer from anxiety or depression. Now, in Eastern medicine, so in Chinese medicine, their focus has been mostly on the kidneys, lung, spleen, and liver. So what types of applications are we talking about there? We're talking about toning your kidneys. So if you are someone who has kidney issues in your family, or you yourself suffer from kidney issues, you may want to take the Osmanthus oil and roll it on the lower back, also across your abdomen for liver support, also for phlegm. So if you feel like you have a lot of congestion, you can take the Osmanthus and roll it on your chest and on your throat. I'm going to give you my top 10 uses for Osmanthus at the end of the presentation. So stay tuned. I'm going to give you some really practical things to use it for, but it's also really good for reducing inflammation and supporting your lungs. So let's look at how it's used in Chinese medicine. It's used to enhance skin tone, good for acne, aging, dry skin, eyesight, detoxifying your liver. It's good for digestion, gas and bloating, intestinal cramping. So you can see there's a crossover between Western uses and also Eastern uses. It's good for excessive saliva in your mouth and throat, for bad breath. It suppresses an appetite, lowers blood pressure. It's good for arthritis. It's good for asthma due to too much phlegm and retained fluids in the lungs. So it's going to kind of clean out the clog that you might have in your body, as it were. It's also good for wheezing and people with toothaches. So it says, beloved, it's a beloved tea. And I'm going to share with you my favorite Osmanthus tea you can buy from a company called Tea Leaves. I absolutely adore it. It's a oolong tea that has been soaked or it's been stored with the fragrant flowers, and then they remove the flowers, and then the tea picks up the essence of the flowers. The tea is delicious. When it opens up, you have these beautiful green tea leaves, and then you can smell the richness of the Osmanthus. You can also buy good quality Osmanthus, dried Osmanthus flowers, and make your own tea, or you can actually soak them in honey and then take spoonfuls of the flowers in the honey and add it to water or to regular black or green tea and make tea that way. The flower is full of antioxidants. It's really good for your lungs, your kidney, and your liver function. Now, I was surprised, but there are quite a few studies that have been done on Osmanthus. So we do see some exciting research on the horizon. Two of the key constituents that have been discovered are eugenol and geraniol, and those are highly antimicrobial. So could there be an application for Osmanthus in the future as an antibacterial agent? I think the research is looking pretty promising. It's also being looked at for something that could help with certain cancers like breast, lung, pancreatic, and hepatic cancers, so liver cancers. So in terms of how you would use it, I would use it as a fortifier or as a preventative. So one of the things I like to do with Osmanthus is actually just roll it on my temples and wear it like a perfume. So I'll just draw circles on my wrists and also inhale it. It's really, really good for clearing out your lungs, supporting your brain and your central nervous system. So that's just an easy way to use it. But let's talk about my 10 favorite ways to use it. So firstly, I like to take 3 oils at a time when I'm using essential oils. And the 3 roll-ons I really like for brain health and for your central nervous system would be Osmanthus, copaiba, and frankincense. And you're going to get them all in a touch. And then one by one, you're going to do something really easy. You're going to roll it on your temples, across your forehead, and then you're going to take it and put it across the back of your neck and stimulate your vagus nerve back and forth. Now, we've done quite a few presentations on the vagus nerve, so if you haven't had a chance to check those out, go ahead and look back at some of our former episodes. Way number 2, you're going to remove the roller ball from the Osmanthus touch, and I will show you that you can actually just take your fingernail and try to pull apart the plastic end of the roller ball and the glass top. And then once you can actually do that, it's pretty easy to remove the roller ball. Then if you have enough space, you can start adding other essential oils. And then you're going to want to relabel this for its special use. But I like this for daily breast health. So what you're going to do is put in 5 drops each of pink pepper, wild orange, and thyme doTERRA essential oil. And then again, you're going to relabel this. And then when you get out of the shower, the best thing to do when the pores are open is to go ahead and apply this. It's not very greasy, but you don't need a lot of it either, or your skin is going to be too oily. And then go ahead and get dressed after your shower. It smells delicious, smells divine, I was going to say. And it's also going to be really, really good for supporting healthy breast tissue. Number 3, try and use it as a anti-aging part of your anti-aging routine. And let me see, I have here, I thought I made one earlier, but I may have, oh, there it is. Okay. So I wanted to show you this. I always keep these tubs. Don't throw these away, because what I do is when I get a new hydrating cream, I just take a spoon and I'm going to transfer into my empty container about half of the hydrating cream, and then I add to it. And this one, I added a lot of Osmanthus to. I don't know if you can see how yellow it is. And you're just going to want to shake it before you apply it to your skin. And you put this on where you would put on your moisturizer. So that would be right after toning or applying your after sun because of the hyaluronic acid. Then you would put this on. And because there are essential oils in here already, you don't need a serum afterwards. So cleanse, tone, hydrating cream, and you're done. So 3-step skincare couldn't be easier. I've also added rose to this, jasmine, neroli, and magnolia. So this is sort of infused with a lot of anti-aging floral essential oils that are all in touch form by doTERRA. And like I said, all you need to do is pop out the roller bottle, add it to your hydrating cream. And then this one, now I have half of my hydrating cream in here. I can make 2 different DIYs. Now, if you're someone who has to be really precise about how many drops you want, then I got this out of a Yarrow Palm bottle. So I keep these, I run it through the dishwasher. It's nice and clean and sterilized. And then you could go ahead and insert this into the bottle. And 1/4 of a dropper is about 14 drops. So if you're trying to figure out how much oil you need, then you can go ahead and use the dropper. That's a little bit more precise, or you can just go ahead and pour it into your hydrating cream. But it makes a really luxurious and super high-end hydrating cream. You really wouldn't be able to afford to buy this. It would be too expensive for them to produce. So this is a great way. And always remember to do the back of your hands, right? Not just your face, but the back of your hands. So I'm going to use some of this right now so you can see how beautifully it goes onto your skin. It's not greasy. It smells amazing. It's like going to a spa. Okay, number 4, Osmanthus Touch. You're going to add 10 drops each of lemongrass, the cheer blend, and juniper. And then you're going to apply this over your kidneys twice a day to protect and improve your kidney health. Number 5, improve your digestive health and help to flatten your stomach. Okay, so what you're going to do is after you eat, you're going to lay down, and then you're going to take out your Osmanthus Touch, your Zendocrine blend, and your MetaPower blend. And you're going to roll on over your abdomen the Osmanthus Touch, and then take 2 drops each of MetaPower and Zendocrine. And then with a circular motion, apply that to your belly. And if you want to accelerate the process of that kind of getting into those fat cells and detoxifying your body, go take a walk. And this is right after you eat. So 10 to 30-minute walk, use your essential oils, and it's going to give you targeted support for digestive health and also for fat burning. Okay, number 6, apply Osmanthus Touch on top of 4 to 5 drops of cardamom and 2 drops of myrrh, and you're going to put that on your chest if you have a cough, or on your throat. And this is going to help you sleep soundly when you're congested and help clear out that congestion as well. So keep that one in mind the next time you're not feeling well and you can't sleep. Number 7, okay, roll on Osmanthus Touch and Clary Calm, which is another doTERRA blend that comes in a touch roller, to your lower abdomen and the lower back for menstrual cramping or PMS symptoms. Number 8, apply 2 drops of Lang Ylang, 2 drops of Aroma Touch, and roll on your Osmanthus over your heart to support healthy blood pressure. Number 9, apply Osmanthus Touch to your throat for a dry throat, a sore throat, laryngitis, and of poor public speaking, or getting on a Zoom and doing a presentation like this, or going on YouTube. And then lastly, but the most popular way to use Osmanthus essential oil touch is for spa, meditation, or relaxation protocols. So I'm going to give you my favorite blend with Osmanthus. And what I like to do is actually swipe this on my forearms here, just like that. And that is, I start out with Osmanthus, and then I add neroli, copaiba, and magnolia touches. And then whatever's left over, I just inhale from my hands. And it's just a wonderful way for you to enjoy your Osmanthus. So those are my top 10 ways of using Osmanthus, and a little bit of background about Osmanthus. Use the oil, get the tea, and it's going to be a really good addition to your radical age reversal, right? So the more relaxed we are, the calmer we are, the more focused we are, the better our brain health is, the better our skin, and the more lung capacity we have, the healthier of our kidneys, healthier liver. All of these things are going to contribute to our reduction in aging and even reversing aging. So if you haven't been following the science, there's some really, really cool books out there about longevity. I encourage you to get them and to incorporate some of the tips that we have on this program. I'm Carrie Donegan. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you next week for another episode of Radical Age Reversal. Bye-bye.